Everybody, Katerina here. Welcome to my home. Well, fall is in the air and I absolutely love this time of year. Corn is in abundance and this weekend I'm having a harvest lunch. And for a starter, I'm going to be preparing one of my personal favorites, corn chowder. What's wonderful about this dish is that you can make it ahead, leaving you more time to enjoy with your guests. Now let's get started. Chowder, this is what we will be preparing today. You're going to need your Dutch oven for this recipe. We're going to start off by melting 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter. I have my stove set at medium heat. Now I'm going to add 1 diced sweet onion and I'm going to let it saute for approximately 10 minutes. A little bit of salt, and we're going to forget about this for a little bit. I'm going to need approximately 6 cups of fresh kernels. Now, it does have to be fresh. We're just going to clean the corn, remove all the silk and all this stuff. Do is just cut the kernels. That's it. We're just going to cut out all the fresh kernels. So here we have 6 cups of fresh kernels. I'm so excited that I'm making this dish. I absolutely love it. I'm going to add the 6 cups of fresh kernels to my onion mixture and I'm going to let it saute for 25 minutes. What's wonderful about this recipe is that you're able to make your own vegetable stock, delicious I might add, with the husks of the corn. So what I did is I just put the husks inside a pot with water and I allowed it to boil for approximately 45 minutes. And now I have vegetable stocks for my corn chowder. My corn stock is ready. I turned the stove off. Now I'm just going to remove the corn husks and discard them. Here's a little bouquet of thyme from my garden. I wrapped it up in some cheesecloth and I tied it securely with some cooking string, and I'm just going to add it. This way I can remove it before serving. Parboiled a little bit over a pound of fingerling potatoes. Now I'm just going to cut them a ½ inch thick and add them to my corn mixture. It's going to allow everything to cook for an additional 15 minutes. Vegetable stock, I'm just going to add a little bit of kosher salt. Everything is cooked beautifully. I'm just going to remove the bouquet now. I prepared 8 cups of vegetable stock, corn stock, but I'm only going to use 6 cups. The other 2 cups, I'm going to place it in a freezer for when I need to use vegetable stock again. I'm turning up the stove and I'm going to bring this to a boil. And I'm going to say it, if you could only smell my kitchen. My soup has come to a wonderful boil. I'm just going to let it simmer for 5 additional minutes. I did taste it and it does need a little more salt. You season it to your liking. I'm going to add an additional teaspoon of kosher salt. I allowed it to boil for an additional 5 minutes. Now I'm going to turn the stove off. I'm going to place half of this soup inside this heat-proof container. Now with my immersion blender, if you don't have an immersion blender, get one. They're fantastic and they're not very expensive. Now we're just going to puree the corn and the potatoes, everything inside this pot. Okay, this is the texture that I like. You can go as smooth as you like, depending on what you prefer. I'm going to add the soup that I had taken out before. Beautiful. I'm going to add 1 cup of homogenized milk, half a teaspoon of black pepper. Now I'm just going to place it back on the heat for 10 minutes and our soup is ready. How wonderful is that? And I'm going to say it, if you can only smell my kitchen. It brings me so much pleasure to bring you this wonderful corn chowder recipe. I mean, this says autumn comfort food, and what's lovely about this recipe is you can prepare it up to 2, even 3 days before your dinner party. I'm going to taste it for you. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. You really have to try this. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I would like to wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving, and it's Katerina from my home to yours. Forget to hit your like button, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel and share my recipes. Ciao.
So fill your plate and fill your drink and fill this house with family, the kind of love that all these years can't wash away. Cause the older that I get, I see that life is short and bittersweet. Thank God for this Thanksgiving Day. Watching football, watching families grow, the old kids' table, all